All right, what's going on, guys? Aesthetics Nutrition back with another video. Today I want to talk about intermittent fasting, but specifically how intermittent fasting can be an amazing, valuable tool for days that you have to go off plan, whether it's for a social setting, a holiday, family event, whatever it may be, right? We're going to discuss that. I will be making a future video on the actual pros and cons of intermittent fasting and my thoughts and what does the data say. But in this video specifically, I want to just talk about how it could be an insanely valuable tool for days that you have to go off your meal plan or whatever it is you're doing, So first thing we got to say is, what is intermittent fasting? So it's basically when you restrict your eating to a certain window of the day. Some people do smaller windows, some people do bigger windows, some people will do OMAD, which is one meal a day. Some people will do alternate day fasting where they just eat one day and then skip the next day. There's many ways that people do intermittent fasting, right? But how are these things that can be beneficial for a day that you have to eat off plan, right? So the first thing we need to discuss is what is calorie maintenance and how do you maintain your weight, right? So for most people, they have a set amount of calories where their body will just stay the exact same weight, right? That's what it is. And for everyone, it's a little different. An average rough estimate would be, for men, about body weight times 15. So for a 200-pound man, roughly about 3,000 calories would be a good maintenance. And for females, it would be about body weight times 14. So, for a 100-pound female, that would be about 1,400 calories per day to maintain your weight. Why is this important to know? Because once you can figure out your calorie maintenance, you know what your upper limit of calories are going to be so that you don't gain any actual body fat. So now, let's say you're dieting really hard and you're dieting strict, you're following some kind of meal plan like most of my clients are. When it comes to having a social event or some type of family gathering or even holiday, most people, what they do is they try to eat like some of their meals early in the day. They try to eat healthy. And then when it comes time to eat their cheat meal or off-plan dinner meal, they go way overboard. So the total for the calories for the day ends up being way above their calorie maintenance. This is a problem because when that happens, that's when the fat gain starts to come about. That's when the regressions in progress come about. That's when most people kind of just offset some of the days of dieting that you're doing. So you might be, dieting for a few days and losing weight, but then one day you're gaining back some of that weight. So you're kind of just breaking even or just in this yo-yo diet pattern where you just can't break out of that back and forth type situation. And this is a downfall for a lot of people and why they can't make progress long term. So why is the intermittent fasting a good tool? So let's just say your calorie maintenance is 2,500, right? You know that if you wake up and you have water, you have coffee, you have tea, maybe drink Diet Coke, Coke Zero, basically things to keep your calories insanely low, and you practice intermittent fasting on that day, you have the majority of your calories available to eat when you get to that dinner meal. So the likelihood of you staying within your calorie maintenance target is way better. And this opens up the door for possibilities to eat whatever you want to some degree, obviously, because if you eat a whole pie of pizza, you're going to go way over anyway. But if you go out and you have an appetizer and an entree and maybe a small dessert or you share it or something, you're probably going to be within calorie target and you're not going to be way over. So yes, you might get some bloat because, the sodium is going to cause a little water retention, the increase in carbs. Just the fact that you're eating this large off-plan meal is going to cause a little weight fluctuation. However, if the calories stay where they need to be, within a few days that water comes off and by end of week you will still hit your projected rate of loss, whatever it is you're trying to lose week to week. So this is a big benefit, as you can see, and I've been recommending this to clients for a long time now. People think it's weird at first because if you've never done intermittent fasting, it might be tough. Some people can't wake up and not eat. They're so used to it and they're just something they do all the time. But it's actually not that bad. I'm actually intermittent fasting right now because I'm going to be having a cheat meal. Here's Diet Coke, Coke Zero, whatever. I'll drink that. I'll have some coffee around like 12 or 1 p.m. And then that kind of takes me on to like 3 or 4 o'clock and I feel fine. And I've been doing this for years now. So it's not something that's going to really mess up your progress. But for these specific days, I highly recommend using this approach to some degree. Remember, you can't eat like it's your last meal on earth because you're limited to what your maintenance is. So if your maintenance is 3,000 and you go to 5,000, yes, you're going to have a 2,000 calorie gain in body fat, which is a little more than half a pound. So that can offset a couple of days of dieting. This is the approach I would take for holidays, cheat meals, social events, whatever it is, so that you can enjoy with your family. You can eat a meal off plan. You don't have to stress about like, oh, should I eat this? Should I get that? You don't have to sit there getting like a plain green salad with maybe grilled chicken on the side, no sauce, no seasoning, no nothing. You know, you can actually eat something that you somewhat enjoy, and the next day just get right back on track, and you will not mess up anything you're trying to do. You will still accomplish your goals. You will still reach your end goal. So mastering this tool is going to be a major benefit for people, especially for long-term success and just having, back-to-back consistent good weeks in general. And it's also good for your, mental, because listen, nothing's worse than going off on a cheat day and just binging, and then you had food earlier in the day, now your calories are at 6,000 for the day, and you just have this feeling of like, I blew everything, and it spirals into a couple of days, and before you know it, you've gained back like 5-6 pounds of body fat. And this is something that happens to a lot of people. With this approach, at least there's a sacrifice reward model. You fast earlier in the day, you save the majority of your calories, you eat your off-plan meal, boom, back to the diet the next day, and everything is great. So guys, if you found it valuable, like, subscribe, comment, share it, whatever, you know what to do. I'm out.